This woman said, in an effort to ensure that her kids had a good relationship with their dad, she kept a lot of the bad things that he was doing to her, things that he had done to the family, away from her kids. When they were together and he would physically assault her, she would make excuses and say, oh, I fell, or like, this happened or that happened, but never saying that he did anything to her. Once they separated and like he would flake and not show up for the kids, like for different things, different activities and stuff like that, even if the kids were like super excited, super pumped, she would just make excuses for him. That was until everything backfired when he showed his daughters the same behavior that he had been showing her. Y'all already know what time it is. Story time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So they were together for a little over 10 years and they had two daughters together. For the first year, like everything was easy peasy, no real issues. It wasn't until she got pregnant with their first daughter that she started to see like, a different side of his personality. Not only was he like putting her down and being mean to her while she was pregnant, if she said that she wasn't feeling well, like he would talk down to her and tell her how useless she was. He even was cheating with other women, multiple other women while she was pregnant. Being young and naive and wanting to preserve the relationship, she stayed. Things really escalated when she was in postpartum and he started to physically really abuse her. Then he started taking her money because she was the breadwinner to then give to other women that he was dating. When she confronted him, that led to a big blowout. He ended up assaulting her. He was arrested, and then he actually ended up spending like a few months in jail. When he got out, he was super apologetic. He was apologetic the entire time he was there as well. And so, she gave in, she took him back and stuff like that. They went to therapy and they worked on their relationship and they got back together. After some years of ups and downs, he was like, they should have another kid. They should have another kid, and that'll help their relationship. And so she agreed, and so they had another kid, which ended up being a repeat of the first go around of her having a kid with the abuse, the cheating, and all that stuff. When their second daughter was like 3 or 4, she had no choice but to end the relationship because she was at her breaking point. She moved back in with her parents, did the whole starting over thing, and then they started co-parenting. Now, he wasn't happy about it. He would still find ways to kind of like intrude on her space, like, get into her business, figure out who she was dating, show up, and just do a lot of weird stuff. And through all of this, like, she still maintained this image towards her daughters about their dad, like, how he was a great guy, how he was a great dad, da 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 da. And her plan was to keep this up for as long as she could because she never wanted to, badmouth their dad to them or anything like that. That was until 2 years ago when the daughters were spending time with him and like he got mad at them over something, just like something typical that kids would do. And then he spazzed on them. And when the girls was like, oh, we want to go home, we want to go home, we want to go back to our mom, like he lost it and started physically assaulting them. Thankfully, she was able to get them out of that situation through the courts and like other things. Now they don't see him at all. But it was after that incident that she had like, age appropriate conversations with her daughters about who their dad actually was and like how he treated her, the experiences and all of those things. And she wanted to share her story as like a warning or like a heads up to other women who are trying to, curate this image of, their children's father to them. Be honest with them. Let them know what it is. Let them know who that person is. Don't protect his image. Like if he acts a certain way, let the kids see that, right? Because you're protecting his image. That does not help your kids in the long run. She's heartbroken about, how she kind of went about it because of what her kids had to go through, because now they're going through therapy and stuff like that and having to unpack, what they went through, the trauma, the experience and everything. And she truly wants other people to learn from her situation so that their kids are not in those same circumstances.